Aidan Chiles will succeed in 2025 because he has one of the best offensive staffs and offensive mind in college football, and he has an X-factor receiver in Nick Marsh with an X-factor tight end in Jack Velling. And Chiles had success last year and had some NFL throws with no offensive line, so now that he has an offensive line, well, imagine what he could do now. He was 192 of 323 last year, completed about 60% of his throws. 13 touchdowns and 11 interceptions was pretty ugly, but he had 3 rushing touchdowns and over 200 rushing yards with about a 60.8 QBR. I believe Chiles will succeed because the supporting cast is improved, number one. The offensive line is deeper. It's better. They got an FCS All-American in Connor Moore, who Ohio State wanted. They got Matt Golbin in the portal, who I imagine other schools targeted for his services. They got Luka Vincic in the portal, who other schools, maybe not all of them Power 4, but would have liked to have him in their room. And then at wide receiver, they made some underrated additions. They made those, and I think having more depth there on top of Nick Marsh, who's obviously the wide receiver one, is going to help them push the ball downfield more and be more reliable in extending drives and converting third downs and fourth downs. Before we resume this segment, please take a few seconds of your time to make sure you have liked the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for the channel and for any team podcasts and playlists linked in the description, and also comment your thoughts down below in the comment section and join my Discord server via the description. All of those things I just asked you to do are completely free, and they sign you up for things related to my channel, or they don't sign you up for anything. No cost to you, and all the benefit to you because we release daily college football content here on College Football with Sam. If you want to support the channel monetarily, sign up for a YouTube membership, or check any other links in the description for my merchandise store and Patreon page. Thank you very much, and let's get back to the segment. Chiles also has experience, full year in the Big Ten playing against those defenses, and he was a top 100 player coming out of high school, so he has the talent, and he has the experience, and he has the coaching. He just has to put it all together. The September schedule also allows him to warm up. So Western Michigan, Boston College, Youngstown State, and then USC. That's the September schedule. USC on the road is tough, but that's in week 4. So you have 3 games to warm up. And let's say maybe USC really just is awful. Then while that may not be a warm-up game, it could be a game where Michigan State should win. Or if USC's even good, Michigan State, if they're good, they could win that matchup. Continuing on with the schedule, off the Week 5 bye, they play at Nebraska, then they host UCLA, play at Indiana, host Michigan, play at Minnesota. Off their Week 11 bye, they play Penn State at home, Iowa on the road, and Maryland neutral field. They have a tough schedule, yes, but they avoid Ohio State and they avoid Oregon. They get Michigan at home, never count out State winning that game. Indiana could come back down to earth and they could win that. UCLA and Maryland they should be favored to beat. And Nebraska and Minnesota and Iowa aren't invincible. The only game I see Michigan State never winning is Penn State at home. Everything else they could win. They won't go 11-1, but the schedule has some opportunities combined with the roster improvements Michigan State should make. Nick Marsh is a reason of his own because of how dominant he was last year. Nick Marsh was an alien, and the team getting injured and potentially quitting at the end and everything that went with that certainly didn't help. But he had 41 receptions for 649 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns, 15.8 yards per reception. His best game of the year was against Maryland, where he had a touchdown, averaged 24.3 yards per reception at 194 receiving yards. Second best game was against Iowa, where he had 8 receptions, 113 receiving yards. Just absolutely incredible. And he had receiving touchdowns against Indiana and Michigan, where on both of those plays, he busted some tackles against Michigan, and he was well covered against Indiana, had an awesome toe-tap reception for the touchdown when Michigan State went up against Indiana 10-0. He's an alien. I expect him and Chiles' connection to be better this year, and that's a huge part of the reason why I'm optimistic about Chiles. And by succeeding, what I mean is that he's going to be a top 25 quarterback. That's my condition for Aidan Chiles succeeding in 2025, is he's a top 25 quarterback. Last year he was in the 50s. Maybe you could say due to competition, he was a little bit higher than that, but he's going to make a big jump this year. And the final reason for that is he has an NFL caliber arm, which especially if you're at Michigan State and you want to win games at Michigan State is a prerequisite. Why? Because everyone you're playing in conference outside of maybe Maryland, Minnesota, and UCLA are going to be more talented than you, especially when you factor in development, especially. If it's just recruiting, maybe you're even then more talented than IU, but you are not more talented than Penn State, Michigan, Nebraska, USC. You're not more talented than Iowa. Factoring in development, you're probably not much more talented than Minnesota, Indiana, or maybe even UCLA. You're going to have to win games in game-breaking, almost unforeseen ways. And Chiles being able to improve his deep ball, and having a good connection with his receivers, that's a great place to start. He has showcased accuracy before, and he made some throws, especially earlier in the year, where I'm thinking to myself, holy cow. Like, he can push the ball downfield and give especially Nick Marsh a good opportunity to win one-on-one battles over and over and over again. And alongside of all this, you got Brian Lindgren calling plays, and him and Jonathan Smith collaborating on the offensive philosophy and how they want Chiles and this offense to work together. With an over-under win total of 5.5 and what Michigan State brings back, I am beyond optimistic that Michigan State goes over that 5.5 win total and they win 6, 7, maybe even 8 games. I think 7 wins is more likely than 6, though it's also probably more likely than 8. But Aidan Chiles will succeed due to having an NFL arm, and that being trained by an elite coaching staff, having an alpha wide receiver and tight end to help him. He's faced Big Ten defenses, so they shouldn't come as a shock or be overwhelming to him in year 2. And I think the schedule is better set up for success this year, or at least to ease him in if he needs more of that, than it was in 2024. Thank you for watching College Football with Sam. Make sure that you've liked the video, subscribed to the channel, hit the notification bell for the channel and team playlists and podcasts in the description, joined the free Discord server where we talk college football 24/7, and have commented your thoughts down below. Check out the description for any ways you can support the channel monetarily. Everything else I've asked you to do is completely free, and your support means the world to me. We're trying to become the next big thing on college football YouTube. 6-figure subscribers, maybe 1 million one day. I think we can do that. And also check out any videos or playlists, anything in these columns right here, where there will be videos and playlists. Yeah, you get the point. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one.